Hello folks, welcome to GrewsMe.com's garden update for April 10th, 2013. As you can hear, the girls are cranky this morning. They're always cranky these days. I think it's the temperature. It's starting to get warm now, so they still haven't quite molted yet. But look at that garden. It is green. The pepper plants in the middle are bolting up now, and the tomatoes are all in flower, and the radishes, well, all I can say about the radishes is they're nuts. We'll come up here. Look at this. I have, let's see this one? I have cleared the radish leaves out from around that tomato plant every couple of days. The girls are who I've been giving them to. They're very edible. But they're just going nuts. And as you can see up here along the front, just massive radish growth. Let's see if we can get you down here. See that big old radish? That's a daikon radish right there. They're just, between the roots and the leaves, they're all producing. It's just amazing. And the onions are all looking like they're growing fairly well. We'll probably be eating onions out of here in a month or two, you know, with smaller ones, and waiting a little bit for larger ones. We've been topping off basil all over the garden. We've interplanted it. Parsley and cilantro is also in there. Gorgeous little garden. And let me bring you in closer so you can see some flowers. There's the tomato flowers. I believe this one's a Jubilee. And that one I believe is a Jubilee as well. The tomato flowers. And here's the, those are not onions, those are shallots. And I had interplanted those shallots throughout the bed, but when Heloise was digging tomatoes, because they were, you know, supposed to be shallots near tomato plants, when she was transplanting her transplants, she'd find one, she'd bring it up here and plant it up here with this is a jelly bean tomato, which is going to remain fairly small because it's competing too much with the shallots. But the shallots have they've grown so strong, and the tomato plant, because of the cooler weather, had a harder time. So it's not competed as well. I'm gonna pause the video and take you over here. Okay, so this here is a cherry tomato, and then our marigolds, and the dill, and right there is oregano, and I guess that other one is oregano as well, I think. And then our potted pepper plant. And then this is the Roma tomato that I decided just to leave in there. It has a lot of flowers as well. I'll bring you back over. Just look at how many flowers on this cherry. It's going to have tremendous productivity. Alright, let's go take a look at the blueberries. The blueberries are doing great. Here, I'll move in just a little bit closer. As you can see, the berries are still developing. A few of them look like they're right about ready to start turning color. The leaves are staying nice and vibrant green, and We have to keep adding some acid to the soil to keep them that way, but they're doing really nice. Sorry about that bump. Let's go look at the trees. Alright, so the little fig tree right there is growing like crazy. It's almost doubled its size in the last few weeks. And then the nectarine, I don't see any nectarines on it from that large flush of flowers. Still a little early to tell. There's some nubs that might turn into nectarines. The peach, we'll bring you up closer, is doing awesome, and a lot of peaches up there to eat here in a few weeks. And then the apricot, of course, didn't flower, and the apple tree was so the root system was so small that really, like I said in one of the previous videos, it really needed to be trimmed back. But because of the store warranty, we wanted to wait and see what happens, and we'll trim it back next year to make it more in line with what the root system is. Alright, so here's the peach tree a little bit closer. As you can see, the peaches are all over it. Nice and fuzzy. And they managed to survive a really nasty windstorm we had a couple of days ago and last night. Hey guys, it's not quite as breezy, but I didn't want to open the door when it was so breezy. But you guys can see that windstorm that's blowing through today is just crazy. It's whipping my tomato plants all over the place. A couple of times I thought my chicken coop was going to blow over. What was that? My mini greenhouses are about to blow over. Alright, anyway guys, so that's pretty amazing. I thought a lot of them would blow off, but they managed to save. Let's take you to the apple. Alright, as you can see, the apple tree is starting to leaf out a little bit. There's leaves popping up everywhere. I don't see the green spider that was munching on the aphids. As you can see, there's an aphid there and an aphid there. He pretty much cleared the aphids off this tree. So that's the apple. Look at that badass, mean looking spider right there. Let me see if I can find a way to get him on something so you can see him better. See his legs moving? Oh, he knows he's in it. Hold on, I'm going to try to get a better view of him. Alright, so I'm pretty sure he's eating up aphids. See him? I'm not sure what kind of spider he is, but I'm trying not to do the stupid thing and get him all pissed off, but he's not wanting to be very cooperative. There he is. Anyway, you don't want to kill off your spiders. They're out here eating the bad bugs. And, well, and the good bugs for that matter. But there's no blooms on this, so I'm not worried about bees. And I don't really have ladybugs to speak of, so I'm not worried about ladybugs. But a green spider, I don't know what kind it is. He's trying to play dead right now, I think. So, yeah, life in the garden. Alright, here is the salad bowls. We've had salad. They've become less bitter for some reason. Not quite certain what happened. The temperature went down yesterday and the day before, but they're just not being very productive is the main thing. The arugula all bolted and are producing flowers and going to have seed here soon. And then the kale and everything just grows, but it grows very slowly. So I don't pick too many kale leaves at this time. I'm gonna probably try to, you know, these are good for, you know, just a small spring salad type of deal, but they certainly Let's try to get my shadow out of the way and let you guys see it a little better. They're certainly a not very productive when the heat starts to increase. Now I was out here picking large quantities of lettuce out of these 3 bowls every day, but now they just don't really produce as much. And if I pick very many, like you see, a couple of days ago I came in and cleared out a lot of the larger leaves out of here, and as far as I can count, there's only like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaves that have grown up to the size that you'd pick them. Then we have a basil. This guy here is getting ready to flower. That's a lettuce leaf. I might actually let it flower, but I'll probably pick it off one more time, and so it develops more stems. And what you do is you just come in under here and trim it off right down right below there, as I showed in the basil video. And I'll probably put a link to that video in right here. And then there's some Italian flatleaf parsley that tastes wonderful. Another basil plant. This one, the wind kind of tipped it over a little bit. He still hasn't decided to start standing straight up again. He's leaning over. I'll probably trim him up. And then there's the cilantro and the rosemary and the peppermint and the beautiful mojito mint. I really like mojito mint. Oops, another bump, sorry. Hold on and we'll take you to the next. So we still have a couple of okra and some pepper plants that need to go out. We just don't have any spot for them. And then here's the strawberries. And as you can see, the one down there, it's dead, I think. It's the root nematodes really just damaged it. And a few lavender plants. But those nematodes on the strawberries were very, they don't seem to be damaging these two as much. This one and this one, sorry about that. But the berries themselves are really stunted and small. And you know, when we first bought them, they were doing a little bit better, but they just don't seem to be doing very well right now. Here's the spinach we started. We really need to get it out in the garden. Again, the real challenge is finding a spot for it. We don't have as many beds as we'd like to have, and a lot of the soil is really unimproved. And then some of those tomatoes that we have to find some spot for. And I think we're going to put the tomatoes and peppers up in the front of the house, but we've been working so hard on the Taurus, trying to get it back on the road, that haven't had a lot of time to try to even start to deal with creating a new bed. And then just down below it is our grape, and it's staying alive, which is good. I wish we had it in the ground already. And it's nice and green. It won't have any grapes on it this year, but it should be able to develop really well, and next year we should have some good grape harvest from it. Then here is where we're going to plant the grape. That's where I ran into that other chunk of concrete. It's like every time I stick a shovel in the ground, I find another one of these, well, basically where they'd used for a fence or you know, house support, because I think this back here there was a porch or something right around here that they were using it. But just everywhere I stick my shovel I find some more concrete. It's really frustrating. We've cleared a lot of it out, but I'm gonna have to bring a vehicle around to pull it out of the hole. It's just too heavy for me, but at least I found the bottom and was able to get it knocked over. And proof that it's hard to kill life. This is the little lemon tree. We clipped it, clipped off all the dead, damaged stuff, and it just never really sprouted out back out of the stem, but it's actually got a new stalk coming out. this is not something you want to use as far as eating lemons or anything, but the root itself is good root stock for Arizona, and so we're going to let it grow up a little bit. Then as you see here, the bud join, we'll create a new join and put on another lemon from somebody's tree, I guess. Probably later this year, or you know, towards the fall. We'll see. And we got a little orange blossom down here. The orange tree is doing really well. And look, there's even a little orange forming here, and there's a few more on there. So we might actually get an orange this year. There's another one down here, and over here, and so we might actually get an orange out of the tree this year if we can protect it from the birds. And here's the grapefruit tree. It didn't really flower out this year, I don't think, so I'm not sure why, but I think it's a little late now for it to flower, so I don't look to see any grapefruits this year. But the tree is looking much healthier and stronger than it ever has, and hopefully we can make it a much larger tree, and then next year we'll have grapefruits. Alright, in this bed there's a cucumber. Oops, there I am. Cucumber, those are green beans, and that's a cucumber. It was supposed to be a green bean, but the birds just didn't leave them alone. They, as you can see on this guy right here, they've just picked at those poor green beans something fierce, so kind of frustrating, but you know how that goes. Always got to give nature enough for herself. And then that there is a butternut squash, and it looks like it's starting to come out and do really well. Back here we have all the sunflowers that are mammoths that, well, pretty much most of these are mammoths anyway. Out there a little bit is more black oil sunflowers. But these are all growing up and doing well. As you can see here, birds been picking on the sunflowers that we have near the chicken coop. I think they get frustrated. They want to go in the chicken coop and get the chickens food. But we also have a butternut squash there, and another one, I think it's right there. And then that there is a watermelon, and there's another watermelon. So we should have some productivity out of this year. And there's some of the girls. They don't want to leave me alone. They just keep complaining and complaining. So I guess they want to be on video, don't you girls? Yeah, you want to be on video? Okay. There you girls go. You're on video. Say hello to everybody. See? They're pretty smart. Alright, so in our very front bed, near the lattice fence we have, eventually hopefully going to be a living fence. It'll hopefully train up stuff, and that'll block out anybody being able to see behind it, but not a big deal. There's green beans. Those ones haven't been touched by the birds. And then some more, those are soybeans down here. And then a couple soybeans there. And then we start the peas, and the peas go down. And we came out last night, and that'll be, I guess, part of this video. We trimmed up the collards and had collards for dinner. So what you using there?
I'm using my multi-tool.
What kind of multi-tool?
My Victorinox.
What is it? A Swiss tool?
Yeah, the Swiss tool.
Spirit X?
Spirit X.
Yeah, alright.
My collards.
What, you're harvesting collards, alright. You're using the knife. I thought you were going to use the scissors.
I'm not using a knife.
Oh, okay. The scissors are too small then?
It's small to do that.
Actually, I think they'd work on that, but... So you guys, just harvest some outside leaves of the plant, leaving the center. What happened? I thought you brought the bowl out. What happened to the bowl? Here, cut that bottom leaf off right there. We'll give that to the chickens. Just grab a couple of bottom leaves. Yeah, it rained. That windstorm we had with just enough rain to, it was blowing a lot of dirt and just enough rain to make it really nasty. I had to wash off all the vegetables this morning. The hose doesn't quite reach here enough to spray the leaves off. I can just spray dirt and take that bottom leaf off that one too that's laying on the dirt, and we'll give that to the girls too. They love, chickens love collards. They'll eat radish leaves and they'll eat a lot of stuff, but they love collards. Yeah, go ahead. Alright guys, so that's how you harvest some collard leaves. Next couple of days we're going to need to do the same thing to the bok choy again, because we've already harvested bok choy a few times, and we need to fertilize. And the peas, the lower part of the stem on a few of these are pretty much turning brown and nasty. I'm not quite certain what happened there. I don't know if it's just simply that they just didn't like trying to train up the lattice. Sorry about that, my brain just kind of goes dead for me for a minute every now and then. And I don't know if they just didn't like training up the lattice or maybe just some poor seed, but we're still getting peas out of them. As you can see, I've saved a few of those pods just to be for seed. There's one there and a couple on that one right there in the middle. We keep picking. We didn't get any bumper crop of peas by any shot, but here pretty soon I think peas won't do very well because they don't really like the 100-degree temperatures that will be hitting within the month. Hopefully it's closer to the end of the month than in, as in, middle of May time instead of being end of April that it's been for the last few years. So, and we've got some damage from leaf hoppers. The one that's in the shade of my head, obviously, has been chewed up quite a bit by leaf hoppers, and a couple more. So that's the peas, soybeans, green beans, collards, and bok choy. Alright, and then here is the Three Sisters beds. And the seeds we planted for the corn directly in the ground here haven't germinated. I'm not quite certain why. One stalk is on this bed, and then the stalks we had transplanted over here have all done fairly well. And that pumpkin plant is doing a little bit better. And this pumpkin's actually starting to come out of whatever was causing it to look weak, and is doing really well now. So there's the Three Sisters beds. And then here, all those gorgeous flowers are dying and the petals are falling off and are down underneath it. But these are the green feathery siennas, and they're very highly toxic. So unfortunately all these beautiful little seed pods are not able to be used for the chickens or you or anybody, because they're the most toxic part of the plant is the seed pods, I finally found out. So there you go. Don't eat them. Don't give them to anybody. Don't let a kid eat them. Don't. Matter of fact, if you got them in your yard, get rid of them along with these bloody ugly oleanders. They well, this one's a bloody ugly. Some oleanders are gorgeous, but we're not trying to make them do very well. The winds damaged this sienna, and I just saw a lizard. Let me see if I can get him on the video for you. Oh well, I didn't catch him. He ducked. But while I'm back here, I'll show you my compost barrels. The two against the wall over there are full, and then this one is currently empty, but it's my rotation. Once I start emptying those and turning them, I put it in this. That way I can deal with the compost a little bit better. A lot of weeds back in this corner. I need to deal with those. Well, there you have it, guys. Here's another view of the main garden plot. That's the end of the update this week. I don't see any other lizards around today, so we'll have to wait and maybe catch them on video another day. And I'm gonna go get the girls some. Actually, what I'm gonna do is right here, though, that poor tomato plant is being suffocated by those radish leaves. I'm gonna pick out those radish leaves again and go feed them to the girls. They like eating those radish leaves. So, alright guys, I'm gonna catch you later. Take care. Remember to subscribe if you're not, and then of course like and comment below. I appreciate it. Take care, guys. God bless. Hey, as a bonus shot, I just picked out all of those leaves. Kind of cleared it out for those two tomato plants. This one, I might pick out some more leaves out of that one, but I'll probably wait till tomorrow to see. And see this huge abundance of radish leaves? That there is the minimum I pick out of this every day, because you know I still haven't picked out the leaves from these other plants, and I usually pick a leaf or two out of each of them, and kind of go hardcore on the ones that are suffocating something else. But you know, actually yesterday I picked out all of these leaves, and look, they're already back. I think they're growing into these plants as I talk to you guys. They're growing so fast. I have to go and double check from the front part of the video to the end of the video. These guys are just crazy. So anyway, as again, remember to subscribe, all that good stuff. Like the video. I already said it, but I can't believe these radishes. They just are growing so crazy. Again, you can eat the leaves. They taste just like radish, so you can use them in eggs and a lot of different dishes. Just maybe I'll do a video on that sometime, but not today. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time.